So we started with the balanced parenthesis, and in that we pass some string. One second. Hello. My son here. Okay. So actually we pass the string. Let's take a simple string. I will put it in the bigger font so that you can see. So let's put some bigger font. Let's say if I put the string of curly bracket open and curly bracket close like this. So what will be in my array? Array will be like this. Curly bracket start. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because we are not putting the ending tag, we are putting only the starting tag. So let's say if I'm running the for loop, I equal to 0, I less than add string dot length, I plus plus, and here if I'm getting this opening bracket, I'm putting in the R, right? So R is having, so first time the loop runs, I is equal to 0 and R becomes curly bracket start. So this is the value in the R. Now then when the second time the loop runs, I will become 1 and R will remain as it is because we are not putting for the closing bracket. And since we have the closing bracket, we will do something to check what is there in the array. Since we have closing bracket, so we will do something to see what is in array. So this is the logic. So we will put first opening bracket in the array, and then we will check if it is closing bracket, then what is there in the array. So to do that, we will use the array pop. So let's understand the pop once again. Let's say if I have array like var array equal to some number, and if I do var result is equal to array dot pop. Now what will be the value of the result after I do dot pop?
3.
3. Console dot log result is result, and I will also do console dot log air is air. So after I do array dot pop, I want to see what is there in these two values. Let's delete this part for now. So I will go into the developers tool. So you will see the result is 3 and array becomes 1 less. So it was 1, 2, 3, it becomes 1 and 2. So when we do array pop, we get the result, the variable in the result will hold the value which comes out of this pop. And which value is coming out of the pop? This 3 number is coming, which will be saved in the result. And if I remove the 3, whatever is remaining, it will be saved in the array. So array will be 1 and 2 and 3 will go into the result. So now if I'm going inside, let me put only the one curly bracket open, one curly bracket close. So first time I will be 0 and the value will be open curly bracket, and we are pushing it in the array. Let's put this console.log inside the for loop to see what's happening at each level. So first time we have opening bracket, it will go into the array and the array will be only the opening bracket. Then second time this loop will run, it has the closing curly bracket. So we haven't done anything about a closing curly bracket, but second time it will not push into the array. So just right now we will test that only. We will check what's happening with that. I will refresh the page. So we are passing string open curly bracket, close curly bracket, length is 2. First time I is equal to 0, value is open bracket, and array will become open bracket. Second time I will become 1, value is close bracket, but it will not go into the array because we haven't done anything about the closing one. So we have only the open bracket. Now I will write few more conditions. If stri is equal to close of curly bracket, I will write one condition like this. Here I will start with the else part. So either we have open brackets or we have close bracket of curly bracket. I will put also else if str I is equal to close of round bracket. I will put some different logic here. Else if str I equal to close of rectangular bracket, and I will put some different logic here. So while pushing into the array, we have one common logic, that is we have to push into the array. But when we are closing it, we have three different logic. So I'm putting if else condition, and we will see one by one each of the bracket. Now here, if let me create one variable called as, for example, var maybe pop value. I will put pop value equal to just empty string. Now here if I do pop value is equal to air dot pop. So what will be the value of pop value in this case? So initially when I run first time, this will go inside the array since we have open rectangle, open curly bracket. Second time when this will run, we have this closing curly bracket. Since we have closing curly bracket, I will check what is the value of array. So what will be the value of array in the last field? What will be the value of pop value? What will come inside the pop value?
Maybe the ending bracket?
The last one, the last element.
Yeah, last element means which one? In this case, which one?
The curly bracket?
Which one? It's opening or close?
Close.
Close, we haven't pushed anything in the close in the array. So how will it come out? Pop value is coming out of the array, and we haven't put the close curly bracket inside the array. Okay, so let's do it again. First time we put the curly bracket in the array. So first time this is the value. Second time I equal to 1, array is this one. If I do array pop of this, what will come out?
Beginning curly bracket.
Beginning one, right? So this is the beginning of the curly bracket, and we are checking the ending of the curly bracket. So here what should I write so that I should see that it is not the correct curly bracket. So for example, I will write down, you will understand later. So if pop value is, if it is equal to beginning of curly bracket, then it means it is matching, because we are checking the last curly bracket, ending curly bracket. But if we are put taking out something from the array, and if it is the beginning of the curly bracket, that means the strings are matching. But if I say not equal to curly bracket, opening curly bracket, that means strings are not matching. I will explain you once again this one. So here I put curly bracket inside the array. Now I is equal to 1 and array is equal to opening of the curly bracket. Now if I do array of pop, it will give me the beginning of the curly bracket. So now I can here check if this part, let's save it as var x. I will say if x is equal to beginning of curly bracket, that means what? The parentheses are matching or not? Is it balanced or not?
Yes.
It's difficult little bit to understand kind of thing if yes. But if I say if it is not matching to curly bracket, that means it is not balanced. Let's go through again. You will understand. Strings are not matching. So let's do some more exercises, so you will understand clearly what I mean. So if I have one curly bracket this and another curly bracket round bracket this, I will run the for loop. I equal to 0, I less than string dot length I plus plus. Now I will say I equal to 0. I is equal to 0. I will check what is there in the stri. If stri is beginning of these two, then I will push it in the array. So in this case, if I equal to 0, what will be the array value? In the first case, what will be the array? We are pushing this first part here into the array. We pushed it. We pushed it. I'm not writing the code, but we pushed it into the array.
So would it be curly
So,
bracket and bracket?
yeah, it's only the curly opening bracket, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Is this clear?
Yeah.
Only I equal to 0. I'm talking about I equal to 0. We will push this into the array. Is this clear? Up till this
Yes.
point. Now
Yeah.
I will become 1. Again we pushed it because it is opening bracket. So what will be the array value? It will be first will be the curly bracket and then we pushed another one, that is the round bracket. Start. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now whenever we found the closing bracket, so whenever we find the closing bracket, we do array pop to see what is there in the array pop. So now after I equal to 1, I will become 2. And then since I is equal to become 2, and here we have the closing of the tag, closing of the round bracket. So we will not push it. Since we have closing tag, we will not push it in the array. But what we will do? We will do array pop. So let's do array pop. When I do array pop now, what will be the value coming out of the array pop?
For starting bracket.
The third one?
Which one? Open or curly?
Closed.
No, closed is there. So when I is equal to 2, I have the closed one. This one is there, right? I have this value here. I have, when I is equal to 2, I have the closed value of the bracket. Now you tell me, when I have the closed bracket, whenever I find the closing bracket, that is this one or the curly one or the rectangular one, we will not push it into the array, but we will do array pop. So now array is this one. I find the curly bracket close, round bracket close. Now I will do array pop. When I do array pop, what will be the value coming out of array pop? This one or this one?
Huh?
Think. What will be the value coming out of the array? This one or this one? I'm not talking about the array variable. Let's say I am saving it into var x equal to array.pop. So what will be the value of x now? Either it will be this one or this one.
Neither.
Okay. Since you said neither, that means okay. Since you said neither, that means you haven't still understood the thing. Okay. Let's go do it here again. I'm pushing the curly bracket and I have end of the curly bracket. Let me put round bracket close. Let me put rectangular bracket close. Now we have 3 open brackets and 3 closing brackets. Now I will run this program and we'll see what's happening. I removed the code from here, here and here. So first time total length is 6 because 3 open, 3 close. First time I is equal to 0. Value is first curly bracket. And array will become the opening curly bracket. Then I will become 1. Value is the open round bracket. Array will become curly bracket and the round bracket. When then I become equal to 2, value is open rectangular bracket. So array will become curly bracket, round bracket and rectangular bracket. Then I will become 3, value is closing rectangular bracket. Since it is closing bracket, we will not push it into the array, so array will remain same, that is the 3 which was previously. I will become 4, it is the closing bracket, we will not push it, we will get the previous value of the array. I is 5, it is a closing curly bracket, we will not push it into the array and array will have same value what it was previously. So whenever we get the opening bracket, we are pushing it to the array. And whenever we are getting the closed bracket, we are not pushing it into the array. So tell me, when we get opening bracket, we are pushing into array or not?
Yes.
Yes. When we get closed bracket, we are pushing into array, yes or no?
No.
No. So when we have closing bracket, we will do array pop. So let's do the array pop. I will say, let's say I am putting, instead of pop value, I will say x. X is equal to array pop. When I do array pop, so see after third time, 1 time 0, 1, 2. In the third time, I find the closing bracket. When I find the closing bracket, I am doing array pop. When I do array pop, what will be the value of x in the first time when it comes at the third number? So when it comes at the third number, this is the array, this is the third number. When I do array pop, what will be there in the x?
Only 2.
What array 2 will be there, but what will be the x?
Okay. X should be the opening bracket.
Of what? Curly bracket, round bracket or rectangular bracket?
Rectangle bracket.
This one?
Yeah.
Carrie, what you say? When I have already this array now. Since opening bracket are done, we have this array. Now, since we get closing bracket, this one, I do array pop of this array. When I do array pop of this array, what will be the value of x? Whether it will be this curly bracket or this round bracket or this rectangular bracket. So if I have array curly bracket, round bracket, rectangular bracket, and if I do var x equal to array dot pop, console dot log x is x. Okay, let's see what's coming. So what is coming in the x? What is coming in the x?
Rectangle bracket.
Rectangular bracket. Because the last one is the rectangular bracket. When we do array pop, this last one will be saved in the result, and the value of array will become these two. This will be gone. The last one will be saved in the x, and these two will be gone. So let's see what is the value of array. Okay, let's see this one. For now, I will comment the function. So we have x equal to rectangular bracket, and array will become reduced to curly bracket and a round bracket. That means this one was assigned to the x. These two will go into the array. Now if I do again var x equal to array pop, now what will be the value of x after this? First time it was this one, rectangular. Now array become these two. What will be the value of
the round bracket?
Round bracket? Correct. But then again, if I do third time, what will be the value of x?
Curly bracket.
Curly bracket. And what will be the value of array?
Empty.
Empty. Let's run it. So first time it is rectangular bracket and this become 2. Then second time this is round bracket. X is round bracket because it comes out this one, and the array will become only curly bracket. Third time x is the curly bracket, which is this one, and array will become empty. So if in the first case, if I say if x is equal to opening rectangular bracket, I will say if x is equal to opening rectangular bracket, we are getting opening rectangular bracket. That means we found match or no match. Okay, so my question is, if x is equal to opening rectangular bracket, that is this one, that means okay, let me explain you in different way. So we have curly bracket, round bracket, and rectangular bracket. You got how to remove each one. Now we will move to the real problem, otherwise you will not understand if I explain this one here. So let's go into our problem again. So right now I will put only 2. I will remove the rectangular part. Let's do it only 1. Curly bracket, curly bracket. So first time I am passing a string of curly bracket, total length is 2. First time I is equal to 0, we have opening rectangular curly bracket. We have opening curly bracket, and the array will become curly bracket because we pushed it into the array. Second time I will become 1, and the value is closing curly bracket. Since closing curly bracket is there, do we put it into array when we see the closing bracket? Do we
No.
put it into the array? No. We will not put it into the array, but we will pop it. What we will do? We will pop it. So what will be the value of x here in this case? In this case, first time it is opening bracket, then it is closing bracket. When it is closing bracket, what will be the value of x?
Closing bracket.
X is coming from the array. Where is the closing bracket in the array? X is coming from the array pop.
Oh.
So what will be the value of x?
Opening bracket.
Opening bracket. So when we see the closing bracket, we do array pop, and we will say if x is not equal to opening curly bracket, that means it is not balanced. That means I will return false, because it should be opening curly bracket. Since we are checking the closing bracket and we are taking out from the array pop, and we check this x is not equal to curly bracket, this curly bracket, opening curly bracket. Since we are checking the closing bracket, so we will check with the, because array pop will give the opening bracket, so we will say if x is not equal to opening curly bracket, then return false, because for the balanced bracket, closing bracket should have the opening of the curly bracket. But if we are not getting this curly bracket, that means we are returning false. And if we are returning false, that means the parentheses are not balanced. In our case, what will be the value of x? After the first round, I do array pop. What will be the value of x after this? Opening bracket of curly bracket. So I am saying if opening of curly bracket is not there, then it is not balanced. And if it is opening of curly bracket is there, that means it is balanced. It's little difficult to understand. We will do again and again. You will understand clearly. So we will repeat this tomorrow. For today, you try to practice this array part and try to understand this part. This part is little tricky, that we pushed all the three into the array, and we are checking with closing bracket. When we are checking with the closing curly bracket, we take out from the array what is the last value in the array. And if last value is not the curly bracket, that means the parentheses are not balanced. So I will write down here, if x is not equal to curly bracket, opening curly bracket, that means parentheses are not balanced. We will do little more tomorrow. Just try to practice this part right now, and we will see tomorrow. I know it's difficult. Today you won't be able to understand completely, but when we do tomorrow also, and we will do multiple time revision, you will understand it clearly what I mean to say. We are taking from the array pop last value, and last value should be curly bracket. But if it is not curly bracket, that means parentheses are not balanced, and we return false. Is it little difficult, right?
Yeah, so difficult.
Okay. If it becomes too difficult, I will skip this problem and we will go to little easy problem. I was thinking, since we did stack and array and pop, push and pop, you will be unable to understand this one. But if you feel that it is little difficult tomorrow, then we will skip this exercise and we will do to simple.
Hello?
Just tell me.
Hello? Yeah? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So
yes.
if
although it's difficult, we want to try.
Yeah, try it, and if you feel difficult, we will try with some.
Yeah, no skip. Right, Carrie?